Alright, we're getting information that the driverless metro from Botanical Garden to Kalindi Kunj in Delhi has rammed into a wall during trial runs. The Prime Minister was supposed to inaugurate this train on the 25th of December. During the trial run today, this is a driverless metro that was supposed to be inaugurated on the 25th, which is to run from Botanical Garden to Kalindi Kunj. The Magenta line that is to start on the 25th, during the trial run rammed into a wall. Sahil is now joining us with more details. Sahil, that's quite scary that in the trial run this train just rammed into the wall.
That's the preliminary information which is coming in according to the information on Tuesday afternoon. When a driverless train was put under trial, it rammed into the wall. In fact, in a short while from now, we'll be able to run a video of that as well, where we can see the train has crashed into the wall. The wall in that particular area of the wall has suffered damage. It in fact collapsed completely. This is the outer wall at Kalindi Kunj depot. Remember, Kalindi Kunj has been made a terminal point for the new Magenta line, which will be connecting Kalkaji to Botanical Garden in the National Capital Region. The particular stretch was supposed to begin from December 25th. It was supposed to be inaugurated by the Prime Minister. For the very first time, a driverless train is being tried on a Delhi Metro stretch of road, and hence these trials are being done on a daily basis. Though in the initial stretch of time, while the trains can run without a driver, but there will be a driver inside, this particular trial was being done without a driver, and thereby this incident took place. Delhi Metro is now telling CNN News 18 that they have initiated probe into this. They have sought a report from the team that was on the ground, and that report is expected very, very soon.
Sahil, you said that these trials are happening daily. When did these trial runs start? And is this the first incident of any sort of mishap that has happened?
As far as trials are concerned, such incidents have happened even in the past, but not of this magnitude. At times, the metro train derails from the track, but that happens because those trials are happening and they are intentionally testing different scenarios. But in this in this case, it's for the first time a driverless train was put under trial. The trials for the driverless train began about a month ago. Till now, there have been no reports, at least reports that have not leaked to media, of any mishap or any negative results. This time, since it has crashed into a wall, and the visuals also are very, very dramatic in a way, the wall has completely collapsed. That's why it has been leaked to media, and clearly it raises big question marks over that driverless capacity of Delhi Metro when speaking in Indian context, and thereby it has been decided that for the initial stretch, while these trains can run without drivers, there will be a driver inside.
So the inauguration on the 25th then is going to be as per schedule, Sahil?
It seems so, because these trials, as I said, for the initial stretch of time, a driver will remain present inside, and that means that the metro train, even on this stretch, will run the way they are running on other tracks. And unless and until there is 100% success rate in such trials, there will be no green flag given for a driverless train to operate in the national capital. When it becomes operational, it's going to reduce the time taken to commute between one station and two other stations by 30 to 40 seconds, reducing the overall time. But so far it seems, because this incident has happened, it's going to further delay the initiation of driverless trains operating on Delhi Metro tracks till about further some time.
Also, Sahil, was anybody hurt in this incident? Because we see the wall and the fence there completely collapsed.
It has collapsed, but fortunately no one was injured, since these are driverless trains and such incidents were being anticipated by Delhi Metro teams. Proper precautions were taken. Since it's a driverless train, no one was inside the train for sure, and even outside people were warned initially not to go nearby the train, and fortunately no one was around and no casualties have been reported yet. But a point that needs to be made is that we are still waiting for that detailed report to come in from Delhi Metro. Delhi Metro is saying, since this incident happened somewhere around 1 p.m. today, they are still looking into it and won't be able to comment unless and until they know for sure what really went wrong. But we can expect that report to come in about within 24 hours, because it's going to be a very, very high profile inauguration that was supposed to happen on December 25th. Since the Prime Minister will be inaugurating it, there are big stakes involved, and surely that report will come out very, very soon. Whether this will delay the inauguration or not, it seems no, because, as I said, while trials are being done for driverless trains, the stretch of a metro track that was to be inaugurated by PM won't anyway be using a driverless train unless and until there is a 100% success rate over several trials done without a driver inside the train. So it seems that it will go ahead, but surely it's going to raise a lot of question marks over the new technology being used, which were being raised earlier as well. And now it's going to give some voice to those critics who have been saying that in India, you can't really go ahead with a driverless train. However, Metro has been saying it's a new technology, and hence we are going very, very slow. We are being very careful with it, and that's the reason such trials are being done.
Sahil, what was the initial timeline like? When were the metro authorities hoping that these trains would run without drivers?
This was initiated when phase 4 Magenta line was initiated. These trains run on communication-based technology. It was being contemplated for very, very long. Finally, 4 years ago, a formal contract was given, and these trains were then imported. These trains were open for media trials as well about 1.5 years ago. There has been a lot of delay even in the initiation of these lines, and that's why we haven't seen such trains even being put on trial. It suffered a lot of delay because of some contractual issues. And now that the line is ready, the next question is, when will the driverless trains run on it? According to the metro sources, we have been filing reports on it. They have been very, very clear. Unless and until they get green signals, they won't run it. Initially, as I've been saying, that while we have driverless trains and the technology is ready, but since there were a lot of doubts that people had as far as the technology being successful in Indian scenario or not, the Metro had decided that they won't be going ahead with this technology when it comes to opening it up for the passengers. These trials anyway were supposed to continue for several months. The trials began last month after initial approval was given. It has been running on the entire stretch of Kalkaji to Botanical Garden. Since then, there are 9 stations in the stretch. In fact, Botanical Garden is in UP's Noida, and thereby making it the first interchange station as well, reducing substantially the time taken to commute between Noida and South Delhi.
All right, mishap during the trial, but the inauguration to take place as per schedule, at least as of now, on the 25th of December by the Prime Minister. Sahil getting us details of that driverless metro from Botanical Garden to Kalindi Kunj in Delhi, which rammed into a wall during the trial run.